All right, hello and welcome all. Oh, YouTube is saying I'm not streaming fast enough, so hopefully it's not too awful jittery. Well, it says it's okay. You can do a 720p stream, I guess. I don't know. I'm still learning these stats. But yeah, I figured we'd start off with the under 1,000 subs, get that update. And we can even... We'll do the next one here. Ooh, Carl and Brian, man, only 4 apart now. Holy moly. Carl, that was funny. Chameleon and temp color changing filament. Tell the guys to work on the goal today to keep him cool. Not going outside of him. Huh. Well, I need to come up with something other than a benchy that like I can print, you know, one per filament, kind of like it, and just have a bunch of them all around. That actually is pretty cool. I like that idea of a chameleon. That way, if you get the color change ones, then yeah, that'd be pretty neat. Yeah, Brian, I think you got a little bit more to go for Chris. Well, that's not bad of a goal there, Carl. But I think Brian's just because he's like putting out a couple of these little ones. Hey, Scott. I need to get on it because like I've got so many things running in my head that I need to finish up on my recording, and then I'll be able to put out some videos. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I actually got like a lot of the initial part done. Now I've got to figure out how to edit properly, and then that way I'm not relying on my wife to do all the editing for me, and then I'll be able to throw out some content there. So what should we start off with? Oh, as an update, so here, let's go with the large camera. There we go. All right, so the Hulk has purple pants now. It's actually not doing too bad. I mean, this is just a base coat, but still got to do a bit more touch up. But that's from the Alien 3D acrylic set that we got. So that is Mauve Pale. It's that one that we got in the Alien monthly box. So that is, there's Hulk butt. But yeah, that's the hopefully the color's not getting too overshot there. Hopefully that'll help. But yeah. So that one was pretty cool. Let me put him away, at least for now. Let's see, what else did we update on? Oh, I got my Palette Plus stand done, so now I can actually like just set it on the desk. And yes, I already did the memory card little spacer, but it didn't print the bottom half, so I just put electrical tape so you don't accidentally put the memory card wrong. But it's kind of cool. It's got the bottom actually catches, or it's got the circular cutouts for all the rubber feet, so it actually holds really well. So I'm gonna get that going here soon. Oh, Doing some final bed adhesion tests on, there we go, on both of the order printers back there. Auto leveling is working, but these both of the magnetic beds. Yeah, I pulled it a little fast. Neither one of these, and it's spring steel. I mean, you can hear it. Neither one like sticks very well. I mean, it will like right in the center, but when you get closer to the outsides, it just doesn't hold as good. So I'm trying to think if it's, see if it's yeah, stupid camera. Come on, focus. All right, hold on, let me get the Logitech. Is that gonna be it? Of course it doesn't want to work. Check for updates. Nope. Nope. Okay. Oh, okay. I can try that with the steel wool. Just don't have any right now, but yeah, I can. Yeah, and those pants are definitely painted on. I was gonna figure out how to use it. Yeah, it's focusing just not on me today. I don't know what's going on. Let me wipe the lens. See if kids have been touching it. Is it gonna focus? Oh, come on. Yeah, I know. Not the focus I'm looking for. So then the plan, alternate plan, so that's the original order that I had with the regular plate, like the build tack surface, except, oh man, that surface that they use is insane. It really holds, like, more than it should, and it's like hard to get stuff off. But yeah, I'm gonna add some lights underneath on the bottom. Don't know which way. I think I might just do some of the strip lighting that I've got. But I'm gonna put a Raspberry Pi right under the edge here, and then have the cable, you know, drop down to connect. And then when I get the second one up here, like actually like printing like it's supposed to, which is mainly, like I said, just bed adhesion, then that'll go down right beside it, so I'll have the two with one camera pointing down on both of those. Yeah, no, I'm already out of run. Ah, my knee. Oh. Oh man, just took out my knee. Printer drawers on slide. Well, I didn't make anything on slides yet. Holy moly. And I still got to build the other desk. But that's not a bad idea for the second desk, so I can utilize some of the space underneath. But if you saw Twitter right above me here, I've got my secondary filament shelf going. Yeah, Scott, you already like outgrown your office. I think that's it. They keep changing the software. I don't know if this is the right one that will, if it's just the newest one. Yeah, no, you built the whole room. I just built this little area. But enough of me. Let's go over here to. So this is the latest. Oh, hold on. Desktop. There we go. All right, so hopefully that's a little more in view. If not, I can try to. It's not letting me zoom in very well. But basically, now I'm getting a weird. The Y probe offset from extruder must be an integer, and it is because it's 0. Because the KLP is directly below the nozzle. So I don't know what they changed now, but now I just got that error earlier. And saying something about a definition of a macro floor. I don't understand what's going on. And then this is saying the X probe is not, or same thing, it needs to be an integer. Both of them are 0. So if anybody knows, yeah, try that. I mean, because I took the, what is this, build, or the newest build, took the, all right, Brian, took the latest release side by side and transferred all my pertinent numbers in so that it would be under the new style, and then put that in. There's my M600 code section. Okay, so there's the printable radius. Okay, angle trim. All right, there we go. Yeah. Driver declaration, feed rates. Manual probe. Okay, there. See, so I mean, this is how it's been, is because it's directly underneath. But we'll try the 0001. I'll try that. Let's try that part. See if that works. Oh, I know. Can't wait to come visit you there, Scott. Lighten your load and burden mine. It's all good. Let's see if this camera program will let me focus better. Please wait. Process may take a few minutes. All right. Okay. Yeah, we can do that, Scott. I mean, because the core of 2.0 is the same whether you run it the 8-bit or 32-bit. You know what I mean? Like, as far as the configurations and all that, that's all the same. So you still have to find out all the same data. It's just the mechanism. Like I'm doing the Platformio to do the compile, and so far every test run that I've done has run through with no errors. But then I don't have a board to flash it to and actually test. So well, if they have all the 1.19 information. Huh. Well, what type, how are they pushing it? Because from my understanding, the 2.0 boards, basically you run a bin file off of your, off of the SD card that's in the, that you leave in there. And that's actually what runs the whole system. It's not like you're doing, like the Arduino boards where you're flashing the firmware directly onto the chip. You actually just on 2.0 for the like SKRs and stuff, you're running off of a SD card. Well, pushing it to the board, like I said, versus compile are two different things. So I guess I'd just have to see what they do, and then we can come up with something. Shouldn't be too hard. Love how it comes up with all these errors trying to detect its own file for the library, but yet I don't change anything. If I put just the strict same board, but in the like default sketch file that they have, or any one of the examples, I don't get any of those lines. And then you do it a second time, and then you get all the lines, and it like tons of errors. It's so weird. Okay, so I didn't like that either. See, I didn't get any of this before. Alright, so max length, max... What do you mean? Max length is y max positive minus min positive. What are you talking about? Y bed size, movement bounds. An expansion of macro y max length. Let's, what the hell is that saying it's trying to find? Okay, so it's their macro. And that's delta printable radius times 2, which is the same. Okay, so why isn't a printable radius then coming up with an integer that it can find? Well, that's it right there. Acceptable radius is 116 minus the probe edge. Or min probe edge. See, that doesn't make sense. Standard fine thread infusion? Yeah, Fusion does have where you can drop threads in via, it's one of the top menu options. But you can define like what size it is and the spacing all in the drop down for threading. I did it on one of the other ones. Let me see if I can fire it up without like crashing the stream here. Yeah, you can also import from the McMaster-Carr thing. Okay, so I'll have to compare again and figure out what I missed. Come on, Fusion. There we go. There's the splash screen. Tried adding a screw and cutting it, but it's too tight. Course threads. Come on, Fusion. You know, you think with a system with an i7 and 32 gig of RAM that it would like move faster than this. Ugh, really?
On this one.
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, it's just taking a bit to load. Yay, they're offering 50% off because they're 6 years old, except it's free. I don't know how they're gonna do that. Alright, so we will... Let's do this one. This one's easier. Smaller part, takes less to calculate. Alright. Simple piece. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. So now we want to create a thread. I'm gonna create it on there. And then it has like I can expand the thread or whatever. half 20. Okay, so should be. Oh, no. Screw threads. There we go. Half by 20. Direction. Faces. Fine. You don't like that. Why is it always something? Watch, now that I told you all of that, you know, they're. Okay. Class. I don't know all the stuff about the threads. Unified. Huh, there you go. Well, if you go into the unified thread, then it will give you, it looks like a whole bunch of others. I can do 0.25. Okay, maybe not. And that's a quarter by 20. See, I'm definitely showing that I don't know a lot of this. Well, it's either that or, let's see, we can. Ugh, see, I'm. It's under create, but I don't remember what it is to import from McMaster Car. It's been a while since I've done it. Unify 0.5. Yeah, that's what I had on the thing, but it was saying that it couldn't model it correctly. But that could also be because, I mean, I'm using this. Because, yeah, if I go down here to unified screw thread and then do 1/2 inch, and then you've got your 1/2 inch 20 USF, but then that's where I get my error. But again, it could just be my part that I'm trying to drop it in is not measured right, so it's having a problem. Oh, I don't know what the classes are. I don't know that much. I guess you already have to have a hole because that's like all it's wanting to pre-select. I don't know why my orbit is. Okay, well. Yeah, it doesn't like the body on that. Yeah, it still doesn't like that thread, but hey, it's the other Carl. I didn't see you were already popping in there. I was kind of looking at the screen then looking at the chat. RCNC, welcome. Sorry I missed your thing earlier. But yeah, that's how I've done some of them. But I mean, I'm using either the Acme screw, you know, to do the small millimeter ones. But they've also changed this because when I tried to do it before, I mean, it was, I don't remember what I typed, but yeah, this must be a newer update. Because I remember when I did it to create a thread, like it actually showed me a picture of the thread, and I could figure out like how deep I wanted to go, and you know the spacing between it. It was all like right there, and it looked pretty awesome. This, I don't know. That's really weird. Don't save that. Let's see. I did it on. I think it was this one. Nope, didn't do it on this one. Nope, not on that one. There we go. Okay, so here. There we go. That's how I did it. I went through whole, not thread. Yeah, one day I'll finish this project. What in the world are you trying to do? Finish. Edit feature. There we go. So this is where I went for the whole size, but then you can say like this part, but then it still gives you the bottom half for the threading. So you should be able to do like that and go, okay, I need unified screw thread. Okay, I don't know what it's. There we go. All right, unified screw thread, 1/2 inch. Holy moly, those are big. This live stream is definitely pulling all of it out. Edge to face relationship. Okay, so it tried. Ah, okay. Well, hopefully that gets you going where you need to there, Carl. But yeah, that's how I saw this when I was doing the little threads, but I just did the, the 3mm piece, but I think I did that because I couldn't figure out like how to do the threading. But I was just like, hey, I can put a dot and I can tell it make a hole and it'll do the threading like all in one big batch. But it's been a while since I've done this, so obviously I'm a little rusty. But yeah, so I got it to make the hole with the threading all the way through. I gotta finish this design. But this was my attempt at having to go like partial pet fang and for the Cyclops for the Tronxy E2 so that everything would line up with the pet fang as is. And then, and yeah, I would probably, now that I have a small tap set from the Alien 3D kit, I'd probably just use those or just use the screw itself to kind of cut into it and just do it. But I figured, well, I might as well try to learn some modeling that maybe it would already be there and maybe it would make it go in a little easier. But but it's all an effort, like just to learn more. But anyway, let's get back to the Marlin error, since that's what we kind of said that we were going to do. All right, so all right, so that's where I'm getting that. Where is the min probe edge? What did I put it as? It's only 10. So that should be 106 that it's trying to work with. So I don't understand why it's getting that. Alright, but let's, if I open up an older version, I think it was that one. Let's see which one is in here. Okay, so this is just a default. Okay. Let's close that for right at the moment. Alright, so we're working out of here. Excuse me. That's okay, Carl. I'm sure it's a lot more interesting than me messing around with Marlin 2.0. So, yeah, overwrite it. Okay. Then we'll take that. I'll go back to Sketchbook. Open that Marlin. And if you don't set up your Arduino IDE kind of like this, like I did, where you just have like a sketchbook off of the root drive and then put all your copies in there, then I mean you don't know what you're missing out, because it's lovely having ability to just point click and then have all your stuff in there. See, like now it's already pulling up that version, and then I can keep them all like separate. All right, so we'll just take this stock config and see if we get any errors with the same, because that's what I'm building it off of anyway. So I just updated the other sections. The first error that I'm getting on this newer download ends up being, it's saying that it doesn't like the probe. Here, let me just pull it up while that's compiling. It's saying that the movement bounds are too narrow to contain the Y bed size, which doesn't make sense. Then this is saying that Y max is now not declared. I mean, there's a bunch of little ones that I'm seeing. Must define the clearance deploy probe, but all of these things are deployed. I just don't understand like what changed in the math. Yeah, let's get all the way up to the very top of all these. Holy moly, that's a lot. All right, we're getting there. No, still more. Okay, there we go. End of the compile. All right. Undetermined if, and then enable BL touch. Oh, don't tell me that was the. I'm gonna be mad if that's what it was, is a broken end if. Alright, so this is the new one, still hasn't finished. I can see both compiles. If that's all it is for real. Oh. I didn't realize there was so many errors on there, because usually it's only like 2 or 3. And I worked from the bottom and worked my way up the list to try to figure it out, but I didn't see there was that many. But of course this was late, or I guess technically very early this morning, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was doing that and I saw the error mess pop up and I just said, I'm going to bed. So Probably shouldn't do 2 different compiles at the same time. Yeah, true. But again, at least it was an easy error that after a while and a lot of scratching your head, you finally figured it out and it started working for you. So hopefully that's the case with this. Hopefully that's all it was just a stupid missing endif from me copying back and forth. Because I realized that the new version of 2.0, the latest one that came out, they've moved all of the BL Touch section that used to be in configuration H is now in advanced. And the only thing they have is just this turn on or off part. Well, usually I do the compare feature within Notepad++, but I thought, I guess I copied it all over. Because again, in the new version, that's like the only section that they have now for BL Touch. That is just the delay and if enabled. That's pretty much it. But once you have this defined BL Touch, then over in the advanced, that's where you can set the 5-volt and all that other stuff for the version 2, 3s and all that. There we go. They changed something else too that I noticed that on the smaller screen, I'm getting this. I'll have to scroll up after it's done. I get that weird SD card can't be, like, the function is broken now, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I read up on some of the forums and they were saying that there was something else that they changed in the background and it broke a lot of them, even though personally I don't use a lot of the SD cards because all of mine are Octoprint. So I mean, I just turn off SD card support and then just move on with my day because I don't really worry about it. But I'm trying to help build this package for other people as well. Using Git, is that like what you would do for the 32-bit version of 2.0? Because I think I've only done it like once or twice. But if it would make it easier to still push to the 8-bit boards, I don't mind trying that. I'm just used to doing it this way and just come on, Carl, we got to stay up with the times. We got to do what all these, young whippersnappers can pull out of their head. Man, come on. I mean, the base one is almost done already, and this one's still struggling. There we go. Error compiling. Probe offset from extruder. Must be an integer. Hey, Sean, if you've got any resources to shoot over to me that I can kind of see where a starting point would be, yeah. I'll read up on it and see what I can come up with. All right. Let's go all the way back up to all this red and figure out what in the world we broke. All right. Probe offset must be an integer. Wrong direction. So yeah, originally it was just 0 and it still didn't like it, and even this, it's not liking that. I wonder why. X probe offset from extruder. Static assert floor float. And then it doesn't like the X probe or Y probe. And then it looks like it just keeps repeating that after multiple attempts. X probe, Y probe. Well, my old version 2.0 is working on it, other than something just happened to my probe, and now it thinks it's a normal open or normal, whatever makes it that it thinks it's always active, and then by depressing the micro switch when it goes down, it cuts off the signal. So right now, the switch, I don't know if it broke with as many times it got buried into the table or what, but now it's not it's not broken when undepressed, so that'd be an open circuit, so it's not doing the continuity, and then by depressing it would close it to make continuity. So yeah, that would be a normal open. So now it thinks it's a normal close, and I haven't changed anything, so I don't know what's going on with the switch, but that's what kind of prompted all of this. So yeah, this thing really does not like the probe, but I wonder the find SD. SD enable. No. Okay, there we go. Oh, see, SD support is even turned off in this, so I shouldn't be getting. Shouldn't be getting any errors with that. All I was trying to do is like go with the newest version. I didn't know it was like gonna be this hard. Jeez. Okay, where is the stupid probing? Oh, there it is. Alright. Just for giggles. Let's try that. I think this one locked up. I gotta learn to stop clicking on these stupid links in the OBS. Always opens it right over top of the chat window, and then I can't read anything. Michael Cassell, welcome if you're still here. Sorry I didn't see that on there. But yeah, Sean, I'll definitely take a look after the stream so it doesn't like mess up. And if I'm tracking this correctly, like a 3700X. Is that did I pronounce your name right there, Michael? Or was I like way off? Carl, I saw like a blip of your video, but I didn't really, I was trying to give you watch time, but it was also short enough I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. Is that 3700X? Is that a processor? New Ryzen processor. Ah, well, this is my laptop, so I don't think I can get one of those anytime soon. Cassell. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking it too. Yeah, I know. Stupid thing. Sholm's doing a tasty beverage stream. All right. Well, while that's compiling real quick, we'll give the YouTubers some love here. So again, this is the under 1,000 streamers, under 1,000 sub streamers, I should say. And then once they hit the 1,000 mark, Carl, you do know that it's a Saturday night, right? It's not Monday. Wow, my internet is struggling today. Either that or the processor is just going to hell trying to capture all this little bit of info. Brian Vine still in the lead by 4. Oh. Well, it wasn't that it was Monday or not the best. And like, I saw it and it was like a 10-minute stream of that, what you were trying to do. And I clicked it and I meant to like watch it. And then I started going, this is over my head going over stats. And then the kids like immediately started, and I got totally distracted and I let it play. And then I came back and I was like, I probably need to rewatch that. And I've been so busy with work, I haven't had time to really rewatch any streams or videos for that matter. It's been crazy. Yeah, I know. I got 2 Carls. It's crazy. Tuesdays or Thursdays should be good. Apparently, I compete with, was it Print and Play's alternate channel or main channel, I guess, depending. That retro play or whatever. I forgot the name of it now. And then the first layer and Sholm. I guess we all do it on a Saturday night anyway. So yeah, Tuesdays or Thursday probably wouldn't be too bad. Oh, it's taken me a while to learn people's names. Okay, well, apparently the combination of those two changes back. So having the 0 back in there, but then leaving or having the missing endif, I guess. Well, he's doing one now. Sometimes he'll do on Saturdays. And then Tom 3D Printing Llama does it too every now and then on. Yeah, I know, but right now, if I did over 10K, then Chris Riley and Fugatech would be the only two on there. That's the only reason I didn't do that, but I can. And if you have any names of other people you would like to boost out to the community, by all means, shoot me an email. Should be popping up right down here, but basically everything is with Techie Dad. So techiedad@gmail. Just shoot me the channel names. I'll look them up, and as long as they got like 3D printing related stuff on there, it doesn't have to be like the soul of their channel existence, you know what I mean? Or if they only have like a handful of videos, that's fine. Yeah, I've gotten with Rover, and a lot of them, I've checked out a lot of them, and some of the stuff, there's no way that I would watch it, and it's not like from a personal perspective, it's from a, do you get anything out of 3D printing out of this channel? And some of them are way just like crazy. And so yeah, I kind of filtered a little bit of the list, but these are like active people that are doing stuff, or at least they've contributed, you know what I mean? So that's why I kind of put them on there. But again, if you guys have some suggestions, by all means, email them to me, and I'll do it too. Yeah, Rover's list has got quite a few. Okay, so that compiled and no issues. All right, so I know that was kind of a long-winded thing, but if I'm gonna post this up, everybody else has been having issues that they need SD card control, because I don't use it, but I might as well turn it on and recompile so that others that grab this can. Define SD card support. There we go. Okay. We'll verify that one more time. I don't know if I got the right channel. When I tried to look it up, it was saying it doesn't exist. And then I think it's a play on the word, so YouTube, or at least my YouTube, is having difficulty trying to find me the right channel. So it could just be me. I could have typed it wrong. 3D Print Viking, welcome. All right, let's no, we're not going to the giveaways. Sorry, guys. All right, back over here so you guys see what I'm waiting on. Yeah, but when I posted out, like, I've had a couple people that turned around and complained, well, how come the SD card doesn't work? Then I have to go through the whole explanation, is because I don't personally use it, so I turn it off to save the memory, save the cycles, save, what little I can. Not that it needs it, but if I'm not even going to use it, I just turn it off. But well, true, but you know, I like being able to record all of it, even though I don't share the recordings, which I guess that could increase my video count if I start posting some of the time-lapse videos. But, oh, is that his link? Hey, there we go. Now it opened up in a new window. And that's your channel. Dang it, it didn't work. Okay. No, I don't want to hide user. There we go. Okay, so I have to go through my chat bot to get the actual link. There we go. Now it's opening up on his channel. Okay, there he is. What the hell? Volcano, hot end, nice. Dry your PLA. Oh yeah, I did watch it. I watched that dry the PLA and nylon that you were talking about. You just using the printer bed as the actual thing. That's right. Oh, Sean, well, this is 2.0. But it's for just the generic Tri-Gorilla 14 board that's in the Anycubic console. Yeah, I think that approach is very straightforward. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to just use the printed heater bed, but at the same time, all I did was print a shell out of PETG, and it's just a single wall. It's up on my shelf now, but it's for just a simple food dehydrator that actually had a temperature knob on it. And then I just, in PowerPoint, I lined up a graphic, and then I put all the names of the different types of filament and tried to approximate the temperature so I'd have a reference guide. That way I could just turn the dial and just let it sit in the back and do that. That way I can print and not have a printer sitting overnight with a heated bed. It's already in a full chamber, but you know, that works too. All right, come on, finish. Should be it. Okay. Well, if the time lapses are going to help people, then I mean, I've got thousands with all the different prints, and I can start weeding out like the crappy ones that didn't do anything. I guess I'll just have to put my logo and process like, well, this is what I printed because it's in the file name, but at least that way you can share like some of the time lapse builds. Come on, no whammy, no whammy. Hola. Huh? I can't hear you. Oh, you're feeding the kids? What? Oh. Yeah. Who got hurt? Oh. Thought she was saying she was feeding the kids, and we've got bleeding kids. I guess one of the kids scuffed a knee or banged a toe outside. Who knows? I think I actually have a playlist section of just time lapse. If not, that's not a bad idea. Just make a whole thing of just that. Yeah, but I figure if I do like an intro little just graphic that says this is what I was printing. Oh, get it done. It's finished. That I was done with it. And all right, no errors whatsoever. All right, let's export. But yeah, I figured if I have like a landing page that just says this is what I printed, maybe the Thingiverse link, my basic settings, and then you can see it print real quick, and then, you know, just a thanks at the end should be sufficient. Maybe have on the thumbnail, you know, time lapse of, and then just show up the picture of it. Maybe that'll even work. Conspiracy theory guy. I don't think it's not just conspiracy theory guy. It's like super deep conspiracy theory against him guy, I think is what. Probably need to add a secondary title too, because apparently he made and designed everything that Prusa ever could have remotely thought of doing. He's done it first. Okay. Anyway, what's a YouTube that looks like he's using a vacuum pump to pull out moisture that posted recently? Oh, and I bet you somewhere in his video, if that's the case, he probably just said, look at this new thing that I just came up with, and it works great, and I need to patent it. And we could probably show that, like, for the last 2 years, people have been doing that. I mean, that seems to be his track record. I don't know. I unsubbed from him when he started going off on a deep end way back at the very beginning, even before he started narrowing down that it was Prusa doing it. Just the fact that, like, his whole rant of how these Chinese companies are cloning, and he was just like going off on it, that nobody makes a unique printer anymore, nobody can own up to their design. When he started going that angle, I'm done. I don't need theory crafting. I just share what you've got, show me what cool things you've come up with. If you found a problem, that's awesome too, but we already knew they were clones of clones, and people are arguing about it. I mean, just, it's no point. I mean, I don't doubt that scenario works. I've seen it on a couple of different guys. Was it DIY3dtech.com, I think is what the name of the other guy is. He's done it before, and he actually showed like the graph weighing it before, after, and doing a side by side. You know, the traditional method and that, and yeah, he did a pretty decent job showing it. But I'm not gonna get a pressure containment valve and all that. I mean, that's a lot of money to invest in pulling out filament or moisture out of filament, when all I'm doing is really printing PLA and 1 roll of TPU and 2 or 3 rolls of PETG. I mean, I don't do enough to worry about it at this point. Oh, I know, Carl. I'm surprised you haven't been making or getting slammed like that. that would just be a catastrophe. Okay, so this one was. This should have been, yeah, the 0706. So if we go in here to 0706, Marlin. Yep, there we are. All right, 813. Delete that. Yep. Okay. I need to. Come on, pull up. There we go. All right. Okay, so we'll turn it on. Give it a second to connect. There we go. And then we'll go in here. Updater. Come on. There you go. All right, so we will go wrong direction. Yeah. There. Ah, stop. Thing. Bug fix. There we go. Open. And flash. Oh, sorry. My bad, Carl. I didn't know you were asking me to see all the changes on GitHub. My bad. I misread that. I thought you were like saying that. I don't know. I completely read it wrong. They did one that was like 15 hours ago, I think, last night. Come on. All right, so 3 hours ago they just did another commit to it, but basically he just added that to the. Okay, so they didn't really change much. Okay. And I may be looking at like some of this breakdown a little wrong. This. Huh. Well, there's stuff specifically for the big tree bug fix. Yeah, I'm still learning this stuff too. So if anybody's got a suggestion on how to better look at some of this to see like what all they've changed, because I really don't mess with that. Usually I just look on here and I just see like when the last time they made a change. Ugh, I dropped down to the 1.1. All right, so yeah, like I just go over here and I look at like what they changed, and then I look at when the last thing that I also did or made a download, and then I'll just clone it and then I'll put it in a new folder and just time date stamp, so I know what one like that I'm working at out of. Having issues getting a round peg set up to stay around it once the turnout teardropped. Well, again, I'm only messing with it because I keep sharing out my stuff, and some people are like, "Oh, well, that's the old version. Do you have an updated one?" So I get asked a lot if I've done with the new one. So I play around with it. I don't mind. Nice. Well, you remember that maker farm that I used to have? I tried to do the new firmware, and it just that ramps board absolutely did not want to work. I had to keep going back to the original 1.0, 1.0.2, I think is what it was, or 1.0.1, some really old version, and then everything worked fine. So I don't know why that would have changed, but you know, hey. Oh, Scott. Yeah, but it's mainly honestly this delta, the anycubic console, and my HE3D. Those are the two that I mainly get questions on. Have excuse me. Have you updated to 2.0, and when was the last update that you did? And that's the only ones they keep asking me about. But I figure, well, all these orders are off of 2.0. It's just one of the very first releases of 2.0. They're coming up with newer boards, so I figured I might as well try to push some of the newer stuff on it and make sure that, you know, everything is staying good, you know. No, I know you do. And mainly because they keep going, oh, well, this Chitu is crap. I want to upgrade. I mean, if you did some due diligence, even 2 minutes worth of research, you would have already seen that practically every bigger printer that they come out now is on a Chitu board, and no, it's not open source. I mean, of course, you brought me in when they hadn't even released it yet, you know, and I went Marlin on that one. I still have that board, and it still works great. It's just now that I've upgraded the Chitu board, I think it's good as is. other than the one problem that we fixed was just the dual head temperature fix. But that was very specific. It still worked, but it was just it wasn't reporting it right to Octoprint. That was it. Other than that, I like the firmware as is, and I'm not gonna change it unless they release that dark background that we were asking for. If they do that, that would be cool. Yeah, but I only had one out of all these printers. Only one had a BL Touch, and that's now at the neighbor's house. By the way, the E10 is no longer in my possession. It's now at the neighbor's, letting him play with 3D printing and see, you know, how he likes it. Because I just didn't use the printer that much, but it took getting a BL Touch on it to get the bow that would happen with the rods and with the ultra base on it. The combination, it just didn't work right until I put that BL Touch on it. Once I did, no more issues with that printer. But the Tronxy, I haven't leveled it in probably about a year now. Even taking it apart, moving it from one city to the other, it takes me 5 minutes to double check the level, and then I'm done. And then I don't have to, unless I take the hot end off, which granted I have been a lot, but when it was operational before that, I hadn't touched the level in like a year. So I just don't know why people are like so adamant about I need an auto level probe. The deltas, yes, I completely understand. These orders, I do the one bed level, and then all my G code is a 420 to pull it back up. I don't re-level it again because it doesn't need it. Once I have that one, set it, forget it. Yeah, Scott, I know there's a few more that would be a lot better, but as is, it works. I mean, I'm not exactly thrilled about it, but I'm also not going to go out of my way to like, I've got to have an update. It prints, and it prints pretty good. Now I just got to get it to work correctly with the dual extruder Cyclops end, yeah, and then we'll be golden. I know, but I mean, you probably only had to double check just a little bit after you moved it from the storage area to your new office area, but even then I'm sure it wasn't a full out level. But yeah, once you understand the quirks of the bed leveling and get a good flat surface, you don't really have to do a lot. All right, so flash is good. Done a while ago. I already reconnected. All right, let's home it. All right, that worked. Let's run its auto calibration. Oh, nice. That's even better. 2 people to carry it downstairs. Yeah. I mean, when it's that big, you kind of need to worry about the bed level. But even then, if you made sure the fundamentals, you know, make sure the frame is square, make sure there's no undue pressure, make sure, you know, like hitting the bed on one axis, or, you know, bed level chains, or, you know, all the normal stuff that you should worry about on every printer, but especially when you start getting that large. As long as you took some care and time into it. Seriously? That's the one you were talking about? Oh hell. Alright. Have to make sure if you can give me the dimensions of the footprint that I need to make sure that I have like deep enough. When I build the other table, which I'm hoping to build before I go down to see you, then I can make sure that I have tabletop area to set it down. Nice. Man, get that going, I can print some big stuff. Then I can actually burn through all this extra filament that I got. That one might actually be big enough that I could probably mount the pallet right to it and just have it sit on the side of it and just feed it directly like right in. Yeah, but what is the not the bed size, but like frame, like what how deep and wide do I need to have underneath so it's not hitting anything? Okay. Okay. So it's still doing the same thing. So somehow somehow I changed something in the configuration or I plugged in the probe wrong. I don't know which right offhand, but yeah, it doesn't think that the probe is connected correctly. So that's awesome. All right. Well, you can see a look-see right into it. But yeah, if you got a spare board, that's awesome too. But I was also thinking of here on the next money cycle thing to go ahead and order that SKR that Carl was showing me. So I should have a board for that as well. But I do have a spare. Well, I have the original X5S board sitting here that's not being used and it's not allocated for the kids printer. So I mean, I could may not work that great, and I may have to go a little bit slower. But I mean, 39 inches long, 29 inches wide, 29 inches tall, 39 by 29. So I'll have to turn it on its... Okay, just so I make sure I'm thinking right. 39 long, you're saying like front facing, so deep. 39 deep, 29 wide, 29 tall, correct? If that's the case, where is... Where did I put... Oh, I guess the middle child decided to step on something and hurt his foot, and now he negotiated playing with the iPad so that he'll be in a good mood. Anyway. All right, Shalom. Hey, welcome. Double check and make sure, like, go back to my page. You may have to unsubscribe and then subscribe and then hit the bell, because I've seen some people where YouTube like freaks out and it doesn't send it unless you kind of almost like reset it. I've had to do that personally on a couple of people. And if and when you do that, you'll see number change, I think. Yeah, it should, because it's supposed to be doing live count. All right, let's crack her open. Yes, that's my dollar store foam board that's underneath the insulated heat bed. Helps divert the airflow. Yeah. Oh, I know. I see all your barbecue pics. Those should be. Hopefully it'll auto calibrate there. All right. Glue those in. Like a dummy. Wires match. On the board. All right. Oh, it's too bright of a backlight. Ugh. All right, so what we probably just need to do just invert the logic. That should fix it right there. Probe. Yeah, use the map. Okay. I think this is where the problem is, right here. In the cubic probe version. Okay. Probe version. What did we put? 2. So if we put 2 on that and it does the math, we should be able to put 1. There we go. All right. So 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, so that'll turn it true, which will mean that'll be true. Okay. I wonder if somehow that got like backwards in one of the other statements. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let's do a really old bug fix. Console. I'll give you a call next time before I head that way, Sean. Put that to the test. I'm not saying that I can do any better. Okay, so even back then it's still doing it, but I wonder why. V2 is normal close, which is right. But I don't know why it would be true versus false, but well, that should hopefully fix the issue there. I don't know why it takes so long to recompile. I mean, I know I'm running a lot, but still. But no, really, the next time I come down to Florida, we're gonna make it like a longer family trip anyway, and I wouldn't mind like spending an hour or two just kind of hang out and chit chat with you. Doesn't have to necessarily be over food, but that's cool too. Ice cream time sounds delicious. I'm eating banana chips because my dinner's upstairs. Show them I don't have to sell about Sarasota and the best beaches in the world. My wife's mom lives in Bradenton. I know it's not as good as Sarasota, but they also used to live on Anna Maria Island. So we're right there. That's not a hard sell. It's just, let's go visit your mom, you know? And it's just getting the money to pay for all the kids to go with us. That's the killer right there. Yeah, Braden, Kentucky. It is a crazy town to be in. Actually, when I was stationed there as an Army recruiter, I had to go all over that area to do my Army recruiting time. Yeah, you see some craziness in that area. Well, I didn't know you during that last time that I visited, which has been a couple years actually. But after I came back and then started really getting into the 3D thing and then met you and everything, I was like, oh, you're right down in that area. So but yeah, definitely when we go see family over there again, definitely give you a ring and let you know. That way we can meet up somewhere. Come on, finish compiling already. There we go. All right, now export it. Might as well get all this set up. Yeah, I wanted to go to the Orlando Maker Fair just to see all you guys. I mean, even just going to the Murph was, that was a long drive. Making it back to Florida, I definitely have to like go with family because otherwise it'd be a little crazy. All right, let's flash that. If anybody uses Octoprint, you definitely have to get this tool. It's for Marlin primarily, but it's just using AVR dude, so I'm sure you could do Repetier just the same, or any of the others that can use AVR dude for like Arduino IDE type push. It does the hex file. I mean, it should be just fine. But this is very, very nice to not have to run cables all the time. Yeah, it adds that extra step that, you know, you got to tell it to recompile and make a hex file. But since that's what most people are like, I need to get a hex file that's already done. Now I've got one, and then I can flash it myself, and I don't have to worry about Cura, however you pronounce it, messing up. I have no idea what you're talking about with that, but I'll take as many details as you're willing to share, or you can even just shoot me a direct email and give me some links or spread the story, or hell, give me a call. But hey, if you save money, you save money. I guess that's, in the end, that's better than nothing, right? All right, so let's, now that that's done, let's. All right, so that works. Now let's auto calibrate that bed temp up again. Oh, that. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know if it was something else. Yeah, no, I wasn't full into that, but yeah, I got bits and pieces of all that. Okay. Sorry, my brain's not working tonight. Thinking about this auto calibration not working right. I guess. Let's see. While that's heating up. Come on. 45 out of 55. I will say though, it heats up pretty quick. I guess I jarred something loose when I moved it, and since I've been dealing with the other printers, I didn't realize it, but yeah, I went to print and it just like buried the nozzle. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's try to get a recalibration to see what we did wrong here, or what I've knocked off that it's not fixing itself by just a home. And then that's when I found out the probe logic somehow is now backwards from what I remember doing. So all right, let's see if I can. Yeah. No, that's not what I want. Ooh, is it gonna do it? Let's go to the camera. All right. And deploy the probe. Yeah, no, that did work. Alright, something else is going on because that is not right. 233. Okay. Okay. I think I have a broken end stop that's used for the probing. Yep, it's even depressed. It's not doing it. Oh. Need to make an adapter to fit threaded casters into a table that had 2 holes. Just mount feet adapter. Let's fit into the tube and a caster is threaded. Yeah, autocorrect seems to be on a rampage here lately. Well, that's good, Carl. The other Carl, if you're the only Carl, I don't know. I don't know if CNX is still here, that Carl. But Knack, Carl, good job. Autocorrect. All right, so at least now I know that that $30 probe is shit. Let's see what. I think I have an idea. Okay, so we will take our Arduino. And where is it? So I need to zero, zero, and then tell that -0.1. Verify compile. All right, so what I'm gonna do where's my spare? Yes. Move my spare somewhere else. Let's go here. So my HE3D has one of the piezo probe touch sensors that just sits right on top of the nozzle. You don't do it heated, but you know, you heat the bed at least. And I've been able to dial in then the baby steps from there. So we'll just do that. Since I don't know what happened to the other probe, and it's just a 2-wire. Oh crap. I needed to change the logic back. Okay. There we go. Have it redo that. Nice, microsys. Reese's ice cream. Not bad. Is it more like the peanut butter flavor, or is like the little Reese's Pieces, or the Reese's like peanut butter cups mixed in with like just regular vanilla? Like, there's a bunch of variations they got out there on the market. Oh, Brian, I feel you, man. All of the above. Nice. Hey, well, that works. Alright, so not as easy as I thought it was going to be, because the male end is on the piece that is on the probe. Such is my luck. Oh, there's my spare probe. Okay, well, either way, I still gotta do some modification to get it working. If you're there, show them. See? Told you I printed it out. I just never glued it back together. But yeah. I did one of the prints that I bought. Hey, welcome, Josh. By the way, Josh, did you get my email earlier? Oh, that was the what is it? The Apex little dagger thing that I bought from you that on your Gumroad that night. And you were saying that they had to have at least a purchase to be able to do it. Oh, all right. I'll switch cameras. There. I just haven't glued it back together, or I haven't glued it together. Plus, honestly, the print kind of warped a little bit because I had bad settings, but it looks awesome. Oh, okay. Perfect, Josh. That is awesome. Yeah, definitely. Friday. I'm sure you know how it goes too. Just one of them timing things, right? Come on, finish compiling already. I can't tell you, Josh, how happy the kids were when we opened up the anniversary one. They were a little disappointed that we didn't win anything like super awesome. Happens. But they loved the idea of printing a UFO. I get harassed every day, but every day I ask them, okay, are we ready to print it yet? Have you decided what colors you want the parts? And then they go, no. So we're kind of at a stalemate. They don't know what color they want, and I don't want to have to like build it more than once because I don't want to mess up any of the LEDs. But yeah, that project is absolutely awesome. They love it. No, I don't have something just hanging out on my lip and chin. Switch cameras. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm even looking forward to it. I mean, I don't know if I really want to use my glow in the dark because I think that would be kind of cool. But then it was like, well, but if I do a dark color, then that would be kind of nice. But then I'm thinking as well that I might get some like 3 or 4 good shades and then also test out the palette and like make it do a random like layer, so it's kind of multicolored and kind of funky. But I don't know. Guess we'll have to see on that one too. All right, where is my? There it is. We'll do a hack job here. Will that be enough? Nope, not quite. Dang it. Thought that was going to be enough to hold it. Well, crap. Alright, I don't want to destroy the plug yet. Alright, well, we'll just... I really don't like doing this. Alright. That's snipped. Where's my wires reverse? Hey, Uncle Rom. Mr. Buttram. was kind of jerry rigging it, but you know, as long as it works. Okay. Let's just do a quick test just to see if the probe is actually going to register before I do anything. I don't think I have one. I don't think I have the wire all the way in. Or it's not making good contact. I can't tell. Well, I'm trying to show the. You can't see the camera up to the. Well, here. All right, that's what we're wanting. There. That work better? I'm trying to get it to make electrical contact so I can test if this is even gonna be an investment to work. But it's not wanting to play nice at all. Yes, I know I already tried to put it in the holes and they didn't. I don't think they made good contact, but we'll try it again. Yeah, that's gonna take more work. That's too bright. We'll just do the shameless. Where did I put one? That's just a factory one. A little dirty, but I did change the fan or the part cooler, but it's not. I think I need a different one because sometimes it works great and other times not quite so much. Ugh. Uncle Ron. What in the world? Why did it delete? Seriously, Streamlabs? It said it didn't like him saying nice hot end. And then it just deleted like all of his messages. Either that or it said that when you said it was gonna beat you with a broom, so it probably took it as you were well, if it just did it, then I don't know, because the only thing I saw that popped up was said don't send a link. That was weird. Whitelist hot end. I'm thinking that it's the second one about beat you with a broom for spending all your time with the 3D printers comment. I'm thinking like something saw beat you and then it was like, oh no, that's violence. We can't have that. Streamlabs always comes up with something new, especially since, you know, the funny part is it's turned off. Yeah, see, I don't think it's I don't think it was the hot end comment. I think it was about the beat you. And for some reason it thought beating you was, I don't know. Because it's not the at Mr. Buttram, because other people use the at symbol. And it doesn't do it. Yeah, I know, right? Hal taking over. Oh, man, this thing is really just not wanting to play nice. Okay, you know what? I'm wondering. Where to use these? I've got one small enough. Might work. Orange almost. Yellow would probably be better. Okay. We're gonna try these little wire square compression clips. See if that helps the wire slide into the end piece and actually make good contact here. See if just the one, if that's still too big for the little DuPont connector here. Okay. Well, at least I only did one. I'm probably just going to have to solder it. If I'm going to do that, I might as well just cut off this DuPont connector, make a standard, you know, adapter, and put that on this, and then I can do that, because trying to replace this micro switch, I mean, the switch itself is probably super cheap, but if I wanted to just like a drop-in replacement, then that's going to be like, it's like 30 bucks. Right? I don't even know how much it is anymore. Guess we can always take a quick side detour. Something on eBay. I don't know why it is taking forever. There we go. Well, I can get $5 off a purchase of $10 or more, so maybe that will help. Alright. Where is eBay? Saved sellers. Anycubic official. Do items for sale. All right. So that's funny. All right, we don't need best match. We need price and shipping. I guess does anybody need? Not that I'll buy it for you, but if anybody needs me to stop on something. Ultra base, yeah. Oh, 1059. That's not too bad. So that'd be a drop in. Well, to be fair, Uncle Ron, it could have been a long detour and maybe not so much on the side. But, you know, that's kind of going down a rabbit hole there. All right, so 1059 to 1099, depending on if it's the old version or new version. All right, so I have to wait till next Saturday. Place that order. Yep. Well, but at least know how much it is. That's good. All right, so I don't really know how to do anything other than broadcast our fellow YouTubers. Get some people out there. Who should we add to the list? I'll deal with all this stuff after the stream and after I eat dinner because my head hurts right now. Ooh, why isn't Josh up here? Let's get that remedied. Alright, so that's up. So let's do Well, I'm gonna add you in, Josh, live, right now. Browser, add. All right, we need, no, not existing. Need to add, browser, add source, add a new source instead. Oh, they changed the layout. Okay. Bam. Okay, done. And I need that 400, 410. Sweet. Love it. And we will copy the filter, paste the filter. Okay. Need to move that over, down. Bam. Whoa. What happened there? There we go. All right. Tile puzzle. Yep. There we go. And I think you actually just got another sub, like, while I was making this, because even your YouTube page said 169, and now I'm pulling it up. It just hit 170. Yep, somebody did it just as I was doing it. Oh, you subbed to your own channel? Oh, that's Carl. Okay. Awesome. Well, Alien 3D, welcome to the board. Now, once you automatically, you know, this is for under 1,000. So once you hit the 1,000, come on. Come on. Man, I must be really taxing my internet tonight. Bam. Then everybody else will be up there too. And then I've been already, I've gotten a request now that now I need to do another page. It's only the 10,000 plus, which would only move Mr. Chris Riley and Shane from Fugatech 3D Printing. So it'll only be 2 less on this page, but almost first layer. So, oh, when we go back, okay. Oh, you're right here. You're in the top second row. 1355 there, Sean.
Yeah. What's up, Bubba? You guys going to bed? Okay. Love you.
Oh, and then side announcement. Now that we're getting kind of close and I'm kind of stuck at the moment. Push Plastic is actually right down the street from me. It's like 10-12 minute drive, and I was able to get 2 off-color transition master spools. So it goes white to like a peach, which will be great for the Mega Man project that I'm gonna do it like just like I did the Hulk. And then it went from natural to red. And like I said, these were the off transitions, you know, that don't meet the true color spec, so they put them on their cheaper wall. And then you can't see, well, I don't know if I can get it from here. Let me see. Have to re-spool it later. Or not. I guess it just snapped. Okay, well, either way. So it's hard to see this transition, but it's labeled as faded blue turns into faded maroon. And on the inside edge is the, probably incredibly hard to see, is the maroon. Here. There we go. So there's the maroon shade. And it does a full, like, there's a lot. It's got some natural purge. There's some of the blue peeking out. There's some maroon down below. Again, there's the natural to red master spool transition version. And white to like a peach transition. And all of this, thanks to Seth, the salesman there, because I've been talking to him for a little while, cut me an awesome, like, cannot pass it up deal. That's why I bought them. This was wife's choice. The other one, I just saw the deal. They have it on their website for 3 of those master spool transitions for 25 bucks. So I was like, 3 kilos, you know, I mean, under the master spool, so it's really what, $8.75. Get 3 of those spools for only 25 bucks. I was like, that's too good to pass up. And then he actually, you know, traded the one because he only had 2 of them in stock, and then I got this one, and for the same price, I was like, that's not bad to beat. And then they have on their showroom floor all the ones that didn't, like, aren't quite up to spec but are still good filament so that they don't waste it. $10 a kilo for like this size. I mean, this is normally a $10, you know, kilo roll that just sits right in the front, so you walk in and you can pick it up. They do that as a separate because they don't sell these, you know, very often off of the website because they don't want to ship, you know, stuff that doesn't meet the quality. But hell, I told them, if I'm going to be painting and sanding, doing models, I don't care what color it is. It's going to get a new primer coat. So I'll be showing up and probably empty out your shelf here soon. So probably be seeing more filament coming from Push Plastic, which so far it's been printing really well. I got another project and I would show you what I printed, but I need all the electronics to show up, and they'll probably be here Monday or Tuesday. So next stream, next Saturday will actually be a pretty awesome stream, hopefully, if I don't like kill myself. It's gonna involve some soldering and some electronics, but we'll get that part going, and I'll publish some more details. And then also on was it August? Let me double check the date here. Yeah. So the live stream that's normal on Saturday, August 17th, will be at a different location. It might not be physically my stream, but that'll be with Scott. I'm gonna go visit him face to face. So we're talking about doing a co-live stream thing. So I don't know if we'll do mine plus his, or me just being a guest on his and I'll share it through mine as well. So yeah, we'll figure out the details, whatever, because I want to make sure that his live stream thing is set up and how he likes it. It may not necessarily be this format, but I mean, I think it's cool, so I can help him with that if that's what he chooses. But you know, hey, we'll figure it all out and do all that. Welcome, Canadian Maker Project. Let's see. Should we add you? Do you get a guest spot? Not to take away from you, Josh. Oh, yeah. Definitely. That's who you are. I recognize you. I've watched some of your stuff. So let's bam. All right, new browser source. Yeah, I know my camera's not focusing. I got to get the Logitech program put in, and then I've got to reboot to make it go active so I can do it. So next stream will definitely be fixed. Maker. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so it's 400, 410. Don't shut down. Refresh. And let's get this going here. Bam. We will get that. Copy the filter. Hey, Chris Riley. Paste filter. There we go. So let's see. Yeah, there you go. You go right in there. Bam. Alright, so now I've got to play tile brick game. Okay. That up. That up. Get that right here. Bam. There we go. Wall is there we go. Wall is updated. There you go, sir. Did it do it? Yeah, there it goes. All right. Happy wrench to you too, Chris. Yeah, starting to get him. And then Canadian Maker Project. Okay, sorry, I was just catching up on chat. So Canadian Maker Project, when your channel hits the 1,000 mark, you will then be transported over to the other page. And Chris, it's up to you, but I was requested earlier that I need to make another page of the 10,000 plus subs, but it only moves you and Shane from Fugatech. So I guess that's up to you. If you don't mind being on a third page, I can do it, but it'd just be you two. Unless you want me to wait until, well, until First Layer does it too. Unless we want to wait till more of these all get bottom parts get filled up, and then once the bottom parts get filled up, you know, then we can split you over. Oops, sorry. When I do this, when I'm moving the mouse on this page, can you guys even see it? Probably not. Not unless I do share desktop, right? Well, let's see. If anybody is interested, there's the web page. So if you just go to the livecounts.net, basically it just says on the page, drop in, you know, the next channel or channel you want to get some info on, copy paste their stuff in, or some of them you can do by name depending on if they've updated it, and yeah, it'll do all of that and give you a live feed, and as somebody subs, then it'll automatically rotate out. Thanks, Uncle Ron. And speaking of which, hopefully you can see it, Canadian Maker Project. If you're still here, please watch your number. Cha-ching. There you go. Luke, that's Arduino makes, correct? Oh, and look at that. Somebody else just subbed for you too. Man, you are having a good night. Making with Luke. Do I have him on there? But is his channel the Arduino makes? Making with Luke. Oh. Oh, on page 2. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got to talk with him a little bit. I thought I'm thinking a different guy, but yeah, with Luke, I talked with him over at Murph, my first Murph, on that the really wide printer that he did. That was pretty cool. My kids really like chatting with him. Thomas, that's what the. See, I can't. I'm told you, Scott. I don't remember everybody. Almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're fixing a printer. How long you been at it? Ah, sorry to hear that, Carl. Is it still stuttering pretty bad? Because I just looked, and apparently on the console, it's only 80 steps per segment, and then the Delta or the HE3D mine was sitting at oh, we got another one. Awesome. The HE3D was the one that was the 150. And if I keep subbing everybody, I'm like, let's see, previous comment. Still. Oh, I'm curious where Illumitube should be interesting to pop up. Illumitube? Illumitube. Oh, that's the guys that you did all the that helped you do the metal work or the metal casting, wasn't it? Holy moly. Yeah, I can't fit them on my page. It won't fit in the number block. I mean, you have 1.3 million. Come on. I mean, I can sub them, but putting it on this page, like I'd have to have a whole page just him by himself. I mean, the filter would be too big, or the square, the numbers would be too long to fit in the little square there. That's not cool. No, but that's awesome. He casts our designs. What is that? That's pretty awesome then. Jeez. Well, hell, we can let's go to the 10,000 plus. Just for giggles, let's see what it looks like. Ad source. Yeah. YouTube. Get that part. There we go. There we go. And bam. Okay. Let's see what it will do with the filter. Oh, he just got another sub. Paste. Yeah, see? I figured it would do that, so it's cutting off the whole million part. So yeah, I'd have to do a whole new like definition on how big it was. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah. Well, not almost. I mean, he's like what, just under 20,000 shy. But yeah, I mean, when you're talking, he's already got 1 anything like that, then yeah. All right, so here in just a second, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna tell the kids good night. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm back. All right, what'd I miss? Put on a camera. Yeah. Just slip it back. Video soon. Sorry, just catching up on the chat here. An invoice to show the machine was still under warranty. For ones over a month out of list. Yeah. Awesome. Good job, Carl. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously going to be some tweaking, but that's good to know that you're already kind of do what I was thinking of doing was as soon as I ordered one to start doing some beta testing as well with stuff like that. So you're beating me to it, and it sounds like it'll work out pretty good. I mean, if you're already getting 100 and doing well with that, then awesome sauce. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the aluminum tube metal casting like intro video that's on there. That's pretty interesting. Turn copper scrap into a mini Shao Kahn hammer. Pretty neat. I don't think I'll ever do metal casting personally, but the idea behind it is really good. I'm just not that talented. Now, see, Carl, if we could get a slicer that could more accurately just put in and under, like, to slice it in as G2 and G3 curves, like you would do more with CNC, then my test was already really good for like my prime line, that it'll do a real nice smooth curve because it already takes like the heavy load of it. It's not breaking a curve into it multiple segments to get it to work. It already knows the curve. So if we could get slicer to be a slicer to accurately and properly inject some G2, G3 curves, I think that would greatly increase the print quality as well. But even talking with Scott or watching his stream, and I kind of asked the question on one of his lives about the G2, G3. So right now, none of the slicers are writing it in most G code anyway. So if you disable that feature in your Marlin config, you're saving space because nothing is really doing, or nothing is accurately calling the command. So, but yeah, that'd definitely be nice. Yeah, I'm already subbed IT Mom. He does a lot of metal casting too, and like I like his approach, very like straightforward, common sense. You know, like his looks like, and it's no hit on him if I'm saying this wrong, but to me, it looks like here's how to get the amateur approach into everything. I mean, he does better than amateur quality. I'm not saying that like he's an amateur, but like his approach looks great. I mean, like I look at it and go, I could actually do that. Like seeing how he does it, that gets me like excited about doing it. But just all in all, for the amount of stuff that you would kind of invest in to get it all done, like the kiln and I'm probably saying all the names wrong, but to get all the other pieces that you would need to do it properly, even at his level of stuff, not even all the way up to full like professional level, like that's more than I want to invest at this point. Maybe later, but anyway, back to Chris. I agree. It saves so much calculation time, and it was scary to me because like the first time I did my prime line, that I agree with you, Chris. When I first put in the G2 command and I started playing around with it, I got the curve marked right, but holy moly, you have to turn down the speed on it, because when I did it, I didn't change much of any of the settings, just cut out all the, Filament Friday's little purge line. I stopped it at the double F and on. I only had just that first part of the curve, and I left all the speeds the same. So when it went to draw it, it shot around from the start to the end. It was like zip, and it like barely put out any filament, but it was a nice smooth curve. I mean, there was no stuttering at all. It didn't even seem like it was trying to slow down, and it just blew right through it. So I had to play with it a bit to slow the speed down. But once I got it, I mean, it was a nice, smooth motion. There was no hiccup about it at all. It was pretty awesome. I just can't calculate the math correctly to expand that curve to go like on the HE3D that's got a bigger bed. Like I couldn't get it to work right no matter how I was writing the math. I mean, I see what it says in Marlin, like how to write it, but I couldn't make it do it right. But that would be nice if you could get a slicer to be on par with that, because I think it would definitely increase everybody's curves and circles so much more than where we're at now. I'm more of a geometry guy, not a calculus and all that other jazz. Plus, I haven't done stuff in a long time. Like the most math I do is go, well, I have this much filament and it says I need this much. Can I pull it off? Like that's about the extent of my math here right now. Either that or figure out my paycheck. So. Rode Lav mic into OBS for audio. See, I tried regular OBS, but it was such like a resource hog that like my system just could not handle it. Granted, it was on the desktop, not this laptop, but even then, before I started using this laptop, I went to Streamlabs and it was like smooth, like the first shot, and I could configure things and drop items in and select a theme so much faster than I could in OBS, even though I was just starting with either one. But Streamlabs to me just fits so like straightforward, easy, threw it in, and I just went with that. But there's a lot of things that this doesn't have that like people are like, oh yeah, if you just have regular OBS, then you can get all these things. I'm like, oh, damn it. I wish I could do it. Nice. Well, all I have is literally just the think it's a C950 or a 920. It's a 900 series something. I don't remember. And it's just using the mic directly in the webcam. So I probably need to eventually get some more like a lav mic or something like that, but I mean, I'm right here. Of course, the next thing is to get the overhead cam working on the desk, because I got to run a USB extension over to it and try to get that working. So yeah, no, I don't doubt having that many printers can do it. But sometimes even when these are going, they reflect a lot of noise that they can make it a little, I don't know if it comes through on the video, but at least for me, it's loud enough that it becomes pretty irritating. But alrighty, gentlemen. Well, or ladies, if you're watching, I don't know who all's here. But anyway, it is after 10 o'clock. I am starving. I'm going to get some dinner. You all have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Josh, Chris, Scott, Uncle Ron, Carl, Michael. Let's see, Canadian Maker Fair. Sorry, I don't know your name, and I probably won't remember it right offhand. You'll have to tell me a few times. There, 3D Print Viking. There you are. I see you too now. Let's see, who else did I miss? Sholm, if you're still here. It's the only ones I see so far that have been for a while. But anyway. Oh, what's wrong with the Buy Me with Coffee? What happened? Is it not working now? It says I have to pick a payment method. Boy. Alright, well, yeah, I'll get that fixed. I didn't know there was even a problem. Let's see what it is. But yeah, it'll probably take me a little bit to get it working. But yeah, definitely. Bitcoin. Sure, if you want to drop me a Bitcoin, I will gladly accept. Enable payment methods to make your page live. Okay, so they must have changed something and I just didn't. Okay. Start onboarding. Oh, there we go. So they disconnected my PayPal to it. That's what it was. These jokers, I swear. Hey, Sean, that's up to you. If you want to do tasty stream. All right, well, according to this thing, it should be good. So I guess if you feel like you want to try it again, Josh, by all means. Otherwise, I mean, you can always just go right there in the link now, the PayPal me, Techie Dad. You could always just do that too. Either one. But yeah, Buy Me a Coffee says PayPal's connected now, so all good. No, Viking. It is early. You said it was like almost, what, 5 o'clock in the morning now? It's not late. All right, Scott. Yeah, that'll do me for tonight. Again, thank you guys for being here, hanging out, and we will see you next weekend. Like I said, it should be, as long as the parts come in, should be a pretty good stream, and I'll post some stuff about it. So thanks for being here.